Warm up and cool down with performance horses. Okay, we all know we should be doing this, but how many of you are just so bored? You like get on the horse and you're like on your phone, you know, have to walk the horse around for 10 minutes. I'm just going to be on my phone at the same time and let him stretch. And then I've just finished riding through my test. So throw the reins, walk a couple of times around the arena and take the horse in. If you are doing this, I know that you don't mean any harm because you love your horse. We wouldn't be spending all the time and investment of our horses if we didn't love them. So you're my people. But what if I told you with a intentional, correct warm-up, and intentional is the key word, cool down for your horse, you can not only improve their performance, you will improve their body's resilience to stress, to injury, and you will recover quicker when your horse does get injured, because horses getting injuries is inevitable. They're an animal, not a machine. But if we can prepare when things are good, when things are not good, you're going to recover a lot quicker. It's that saying, right? You fall to the level of your preparation. And it's just like you, hopefully you are someone who looks after your health as well as a rider, because you know it's not all about the horse. If you go to the gym and do a really good session and mimic that to like you having a really hard training session with your rider, with your instructor, your horse has worked hard, then the next day you give them a day off and the following day you get back on and ride. Do that with yourself in the gym. Just push yourself. Like yesterday, I did a really, just changed my routine a bit, and I did a half an hour like HIIT session, and I went for it, like burpees, push-ups, like really enjoyed it, but pushed myself. It was uncomfortable, but I pushed myself, and I had that real feeling of like, you know, at the end of a great session where you're like, that was a good session. This morning, as in the day after, I am so stiff, really uncomfortable, even just doing like basic movements. And I thought, do you imagine if this was my horse and I just got back on board and they felt a bit sticky or like their behavior wasn't the same? Like, of course they're not going to be the same. They're probably a little bit sore. But then I also remembered the key thing I didn't do yesterday, and this is on me, is I didn't do my cool down. I didn't do my stretch. And I know this is obvious. You're probably sat there rolling your eyes going, yeah, I know this, Nika. Okay, but we know it, but why are we not doing it? Because in the moment, when we know we have to do it, our brain goes like, well, you know, this came up, and then this came up, and I've got no time today, like, I just have to get going, and our brain can make up any friggin' excuse when that excuse can build up to quite a problem that can lead to other issues, stiffness, injury, etc. So, when it comes to warming up your horse, okay, please just don't get on your phone. You are missing such key feedback from your horse, such key signals that's going to determine and dictate how the rest of your ride goes. Doesn't mean you have to be obsessed with getting on straight away and being like, they must go on the bit or they must stretch down, but actually use that 10-15 minutes instead of being on your phone as a tool to start to understand, oh, okay, how am I today? So like, here's an example. When I get on horses, I will take my legs out of the stirrups and I will actually just play with my seat bones. So like shift my seat back and forth, my seat bones in the saddle, and just start to gauge like where I am, you know, start to gauge how's my seat? Am I a bit, like for me, I hold a lot of tension on my right hip. So I'll do a little bit of like range of motion just in the saddle, just move my hips right and left. And it really makes a big difference. I then take my feet, so back and forth without the stirrups on. Again, I'm looking at testing at my hip flexors. Am I equal both sides? Very rarely, like I can hold a lot of tension in one part of my hip compared to the other, and I use this as feedback. Like I use all of this as, okay, what is my body trying to tell me? Like what is going on with me today? And some days, it's very much linked to my cycle, I can be really, really like not stiff and I feel great. But then other days I get on and I'm like, I feel like I actually need to stretch this off because I'm really uncomfortable. So this is super good feedback for your session. And not only that, just by making yourself more aware of where your seat is, your horse appreciates it because they almost go, oh, they're changing the way they're sat, which is impacting how I'm feeling. And that they are so sensitive horses and they mirror like absolutely everything that we do, that just that subtle awareness and shift in how you are, try it, right? Don't take my word for it. You don't have to believe me. You don't know me yet, but just try it. What do you have to lose? After that, what I like to do is, once I've done my like lower body, I like to look at my upper body. So in the saddle, okay, feet back in the irons if you want, or keep them out, I like to roll my shoulders. So I roll my shoulders right, roll my shoulders like left. So basically imagine rolling them like 10 times left, then 10 times to the right. Bear with me here. There are definitely big lorries going on here. It's mental. That really helps with my left shoulder because I tend to block and a little bit of tension down my left shoulder. So I do like 10 circles back, 10 circles forward. A really super easy one is, again, whilst my horse is walking around, or I can actually hold my horse, is okay, let me try and explain this. So one hand, my right hand, I put on the pommel of the saddle, and then the left hand goes behind my back, and I move my whole body to the left, and I just hold that, take a deep breath in, exhale, and then I do the same on the other side. This is like a spinal, not human physio, but like a spinal mobilization. But let's just keep it simple. Just make sure you're aware of what your body's doing and make sure you're aware of how you are today in the saddle. That's the key thing. Then I focus on my horse. Can you see how that simple warm-up, which is A, more safer because you're not on the phone, but B, it really tunes you into how you are, and your horse will mirror you. Your horse will suddenly go, oh God, she feels different, I feel different. Like, I don't know if that's the exact language, but you get what I'm trying to say. And the same thing goes for the cool down. So you've just done this routine of checking in with yourself. Once you've finished like your session for the day with your horse, your training session, and so maybe you've done like a stretchy trot cool down, or you've just given your horse the reins, you've rewarded them, and you want to walk around. So important. Why don't you just do the same routine you've just done and just see how you are? See how you are. You might check in and go, oh, do you know, I feel so different. Or you might check in and go, God, I've actually worked really hard. Like I was doing so much leg yield in that session that my right hip has now gone more tight. So I really need to loosen it off. That's just the simple exercise in warm up and cool down is going to make your sessions a lot more effective. It's also going to make you a better rider. And that's what we want, right? We want to be better riders for our horses. We want to be better people for ourselves, for our horses. Have a go. If you haven't already, don't forget to give me a follow and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.